You have now arrived at Stadium and Gale.
Snap, the kick, it's been blocked again! Oh my! It's been blocked again! It's going to heave one deep down the field. It's going to be to the goal line. It's going to be gone! It's a touchdown! And the Gators have won the game! Tyreek Cleveland! Oh my! I can't believe what I just saw! Dropping back to throw, pops and fires the ball over the middle. It's Terry! It's Terry! Got a touchdown! Terry's got a touchdown! Oh man! Terry's got a touchdown! Hands it off to Marvin. He comes back. Say goodbye.
Ahmad Black, in his final game as a Gator, takes it all the way home and sends Urban out a winner.
You have now arrived at Stadium and Gale.
Boys and girls, ladies and gents, pop-up show, Stadium and Gale, same corner, different time. Nick, what it do, baby?
Beautiful Thursday night. Big news dropping on your head. Thursday night. It's time to up the bets. Get them in before Vegas knows if they haven't already read the stories.
Yeah, if they don't know the spread, it's an easy time to, make a little quick come up, man. On the Hard Rock app, this is free advertisement for those folks who are taking sponsorships. But up the bets, man, while you still have a chance. Lagway's in the building on Saturday. What is it, 3 o'clock game again?
3:30 ABC. Real quick, another thing. I remember people being like, CBS is getting out of that 3:30 slot. These games doesn't take 5 hours to play one. ABC and Disney, Mickey Mouse paid a ton of money, more money than CBS was. My goodness, the commercials for these 3:30 games. So
yeah,
3:30 to 8:15. That'll get you out of there in a tight 4.5 hours.
It depends on how the game is flowing, man. I mean, I have to exit the building early, but I'm not mad at 3 o'clock games, but like the game length is definitely a problem. The commercial breaks, they're definitely trying to get their revenue and to make profits. It kind of, messes up the fan experience, I would say, at the game and also at home. This is more commercials, more downtime. The game isn't shorter for us watching it, but it's shorter for the players, I guess, at the pace of the game, how the clock stops nowadays. But actual game allotted time for your day, Dickens.
One good thing right there. We're done with the political ads. My God. I was ready for the election to be over just to be done with the ads. Just getting political ad, vote on this, vote this, vote this. I'm like, can I just get back to football? We've had 2.5 hours worth of ads. All right, we're here to talk LSU. Bad news for LSU on Thursday night. We'll pop up here. If you guys can hear me, I know I had a problem with this last time. Florida's injury report. You will not see DJ Lagway's name on that injury report. What's your initial thought there, Sil? Because I remember we were talking on Monday about it, and I was like, listen, you're going to have to come back to me on Thursday or Friday when I see this injury report, because if DJ Lagway is out, I'm riding LSU. I'm laying the points. If DJ Lagway is in, I think I'm going Florida.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to see one more name on this list. Damian George. It feels strange to say, right?
But hold on. Let me get out of here. Hold on.
Hey, you just gonna leave me solo like that, man? Hey, Damian George has been having a solid year, man. I would love to see Damian George in the fold for this game to make me feel just a tad bit more, confident. But I do think, man, with DJ Lagway, a healthy Florida team, I think we could beat any team on our schedule. I'm going to stand by that. I started the season with that take. I'm going to stand by that take. But Lagway in the building, we saw what it was last week. Wasn't a great thing, man. But him being in the building, I feel good. LSU is struggling, especially with scrambling quarterbacks.
Yeah, this is not an LSU, or it has not been an LSU defense that you're used to seeing. Let's run through this real quick. Jakeem Jackson has been out, hasn't played since the second game of the year. Jason Marshall, Eugene Wilson, Tran Webb, Pup Howard. We're not sure even what that injury is. Maybe you know. I haven't been told.
This is some guys now.
Yeah, Mertz, Asa Turner. He's been out since the Miami game. Khalil's been out all year. Devin Moore is out. Devin Manuel, Jamar Lyons has been out all year. Montrell. I came into the year, I think I predicted Montreal to have 1,000-yard year. And we were pacing. We were pacing that way until the injury. And then, like you said, Damian George. The two names you don't see here, obviously DJ Lagway, we just mentioned him, but Elijah Badger as well, who has become DJ Lagway's bestie. I think they went to a Taylor Swift concert. They made friendship bracelets. That connection is real.
All right with it.
Getting those two back, it's, I think, for an LSU defense that has struggled, like you said, specifically with running quarterbacks. And now, listen, I don't think after we talked to Justin and talked to Nikki, DJ's agent, and his mom, and knowing Billy Napier, this isn't like a Billy Napier decision. This is, hey, if the doctors clear him, they're clearing him to play. And we're not worrying about not running an RPO because we don't need him to run. It's like, hey, can he play? And can we call it the way we need to call it to best suit his skill set? So I think that's what you should expect Saturday.
Yeah, man. LSU has been giving us some big runs to the quarterbacks too, man. Like, you just look at the tape, look at the stats, bro. 65 yards, 70 yards. They're giving up chunk yardage to quarterbacks with the RPO run option. So I like us in this game big time. Hey, shout out to everybody that's hanging out with us, man. We appreciate y'all for pulling up with us on this pop-up show. Stephen Harris in the comments, Anthony Beck, Rob, what it do, Chris, everybody that's hanging out with us. We are taking what is it called? What are the tips?
Super chats.
Super chats. We are taking super chats. Hang out with us, vibe a little bit. We're gonna break down this LSU game as much as we can, but Nussmeier too. I gotta talk to you about Nussmeier. Every quarterback you hyped up has pooped the bed a little bit, Nick.
Nuss can spin it.
Balling, but to a certain degree.
Yeah, I looked up real quick. So LSU has given up 41 rushes of more than 10 yards this season, 13 of more than 20, 6 of more than 30, 5 of more than 40, 5 of more than 50, 4 60-yard runs, 2 70-yard runs. So, like you said, certainly susceptible to turning around and watching an opponent run towards the end zone.
Yeah, they struggle with tackling. We could get our run game going. Get the quarterback run game specifically. They struggle with tackling. Smash that like button too. It don't cost nothing to show love. Love is absolutely free. If you're here checking us out, it helps us climb the algorithms and trend on YouTube and whatnot. So definitely smash that like button. If you're on Twitter watching the live on there, smash the retweet, comments, all of that, man. We appreciate all the engagement. But yeah, it's an ideal matchup for us. Nussmeier considerably is doing not as elite as Nick put on earlier, but he is putting up some good numbers. Right now, he's on pace to be third all time, I think, season-wise, only behind Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels, two guys that won the Heisman. So he's on pace to put up some good numbers, and we got to come out ready to play some football in the secondary because this is a guy that can make all the throws. He's putting up good numbers. Brian Kelly's going to be ready to play this football game. So it's going to be –
look at him right there, 62%, 2,800 yards, 21 touchdowns, 11 interceptions is the number you probably look at, averaging 318 a game. They've got some receivers. It doesn't make any sense to me. LSU always seems to have 3 legit receivers. It doesn't matter the year. They've always got somebody to throw to and just haven't had a guy to throw to them in most years. I think Nussmeier's having a good year, obviously turning the ball over too much. Florida's defense, I think, has found something. Let's take the Texas game away. Take that tape away. I think we burned it, buried the remains, buried the ashes, spread them over a landfill somewhere. But Florida's defense, I think, showed it against Georgia. They showed it against Mississippi State. They showed it against UCF. So I think we'll be good to watch Florida Get pressure if you can. Get Nussmeier to have to force some things. And you're getting guys back, in the secondary. It will be interesting to see how much more does Miles Graham play with Pup out. Does Aaron Childs get a little bit more run? What is that linebacker rotation? Because I know if you're asking somebody to cover Mason Taylor, I don't know that it needs to be one of the older guys. I think you need Shamar maybe or Miles Graham, someone that can run with him as well. That's a shout out to my Dolphins, Jason Taylor, with his godfather, Zach Thomas. Hall of Famer, Zach Thomas.
Yeah.
Put some respect on Zach's name.
Yeah, Zach's an absolute animal. Love watching that guy play. We're going to have to run the ball well. They pass rush. They're one of the top teams in the SEC with the passer. So we do have to run the ball to keep them honest and to keep, 50-50 just to make that defensive line respect. The run game, we can't get past happy and can't get into for sure pass situations. Down and distance is going to matter. I just think we can control all of those things with DJ Lagway. I think what he brings to the run game, I think we can keep a good down and distance to keep the defensive line neutralized, honest, and not into these long third and longs. If we get into third and longs, then it can get a little creepy. But if we keep it, what Billy wants to keep it at anyway, running the ball, keeping it down the distance, respectable.
Mm-hmm.
I really think we could beat this football team. They've struggled. They're back against the ropes as well. I don't expect them to come in and lay down. I smell some quit on that team, but to make a team fully quit, you got to come in that first half at home and lay it on them a little bit. And then that team that's already against the ropes may quit, but they're going to come in ready to fight for, Brian Kelly, LSU, the logo that they got. This is a real football team, but they are primed for the picking a little bit, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think you're coming in. LSU was, what were they? 3-1 in conference, hosting Alabama. Really everything in front of them. You look at conference standings. Right now it's Tennessee A&M at 5-1, Texas at 4-1, and LSU was in a position to be there with a chance to go to the SEC championship game and just got smoked at home by Alabama. How do you bounce back from that? Because it's not just like a loss. I remember in the past you'd say like, man, you probably rather that team won last week instead of being upset, and now they're like refocused and ready to go. But like that's a loss that maybe you're just like, well, got to go to like the Cheez-It Bowl now. Goals are changed, and it doesn't matter what we do here. We're already bowl eligible, and we're not playoff bound. So what kind of Tiger team do we get? This is also a weird series. Weird stuff happens. I think it was 11-14. LSU was 1. But getting that running game going is so much easier. Go back and watch the Texas game. You can put your hands over your eyes, just like leave a little slit or something. Go back and watch the Texas game and just look at the box and how Texas is able to stack and throw 15 people on the field and put 14 of them in the box. You can't do that with DJ Lagway. 1, he's already shown you have to respect his running ability. 2, he's shown that he's a video game character in terms of his deep ball. So you're playing 11. You have to have someone spying him, and now your cornerbacks are worried if somebody gets behind them. Oh, well, what happens then? So just having DJ eligible to play already helps your running game before they even flip the coin. If you get Montrell back, that's great. But like any disrespect that was thrown towards Jacoby Jackson, and I think the disrespect might have just been like not mentioning him in the running back room. That's gone. He's like a sports car. He gets from 0 to top end quick. He drives like he goes to Georgia because not afraid to get where he's going fast, and doesn't mind hitting somebody on the way there either. And then Jaden Baugh behind him. I think this is a Florida team that can run against LSU with DJ Lagway at quarterback.
100%. I think we can run against anybody. LSU, I'm sorry, not LSU. Texas is one of the best defenses in the conference in
country,
college football. So like what I saw last week with a loaded box, us still be able to get like Ball was still getting busy regardless of the RPO deep threat quarterback, and we had Warner at quarterback. No real threat to throw the ball deep, and we still were able to like run the ball on Texas efficiently. So I don't like LSU's not bringing anything to the swamp that's gonna be better than what we faced at Texas. You know, so we're gonna be able to run the ball. I see somebody in the comments saying that we're not gonna be able to run the ball like that. It just doesn't add up. I think offensively, as long as we stay in our down and distance, we're gonna be fine. I want to see how we fare against Nussmeier, a guy that can make all the throws. You know, Brian Kelly, that offense is going to come ready. And I didn't like the way our secondary looked last week. We're back a little bit more hefty than we was last week. But my biggest watch and my biggest concern right now is the secondary versus our secondary versus their receivers. I want to see how we match up. But offensively, I think as long as Lagway's there, I'm going to feel good and comfortable, bro. Run game is going to be on point. LSU is terrible at stopping running quarterbacks. We still got to see how healthy Lagway is. That's a fair assessment as well. Like, how is that hamstring holding up? He's coming back, but I don't think he's 100%, right? So how much is he going to run? How much RPO are we going to do? Are they going to really respect him in the run game? So all of that matters as well. But if I think, Lagway 80%, him being able to run, I think offensively we'll be able to move the ball. And there's an opportunity for us to get a win here and get bowl eligible. Them and FSU will make us bowl eligible. And I think we could grab two of these three to get bowl eligible.
Beat the Sioux and then say hi to Lane in 2 weeks. Beat LSU, FSU, say hi to Lane. You're in. You're cooking. It'll be interesting to me. We got this question here about KD Daniels. I think KD is clearly redshirting, but now you're in the part of the season where it's like, hey, you haven't played a game or you've only played one game. You can play 3 now. You can play in all 3 games, and the bowl game's free once you get to a bowl game. So it'll be interesting to see. I think that would only be an option like if Montreal were to go down. Florida's fine running the 2 that they have. Receiver-wise, I think getting Badger back with DJ is huge, especially with Trey being out. That's something we didn't even really talk about last week. It's not only did you have Aiden Warner, you took one of his weapons away and 2 of his weapons away with Trey being out.
We didn't get to see him spin it the same because Badger was out.
He was handicapped, and people wanted to come at me, and I get that. But you need to take all of the information available before you tweet at me. Come correct. So that's one thing. I think Florida's offense, I'm excited. I think just as like a fan, taking a step back, just as a fan of football, it's hard not to be excited about the potential that DJ Lagway has. I think got fired up just even talking to his mom on Monday. Because when I hear grade 2 strain, I'm like, that's 3 weeks. My boy might have been living in like a hyperbaric chamber, getting his life right. Defensively, though, I think Florida should be able to score on Saturday. Defensively, you're still out your top 3 defensive backs, your top 3 corners. I think last week we saw Cormani.
7, you got that boy needs.
So Triquez Bridges mentioned he came to Florida because he wanted to play safety, and that he was going to play safety here. He's had to play corner. He's had to play corner out of necessity. And I think what we're seeing is he knew, hey, my path to the NFL is at safety, and I need to go somewhere for my last year to play safety.
100%.
So that's going to be an issue. Can you get him there? Like, why aren't we seeing? And this has probably been a good question for Billy or for Ron or for Coach Ham. Can we, or why don't we see Aaron Gates play outside and Sharif play inside at the same time? You climbed Mount Everest with a paper bullhorn, screaming it all season.
I've been
yelling it.
I've been saying it. Like, you got to find a way to get. I think Sharif could play outside. I think stars are a harder spot to play than outside, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
If you could play star, it puts you. Like, it's a lot of field to cover. It's a difficult position. Sharif and Aaron Gates have played very well at the star. You got to find a way to get both of those guys on the field of some sort. They just ball hogs. They run the ball. They make plays. And they also play outside as high school prospects. Yeah. These guys were in nickels in high school. So instead of putting 7 there, who is barbecue chicken at corner, Don't put that boy at corner. He's all right at star. Looks good at safety. Cool. That's his future. Just don't put 7 at corner. I think, and I don't know if they cross train and if we'll see Aaron Gates or Shreve Denson at corner, but that's something they should explore definitely going into next fall.
No, not next fall. Something they should be exploring currently. You should have started that exploration. You should have gotten Pocahontas, gotten in the canoe, and started that exploration of this new world on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and you're putting up camp on Saturday with one of those. So
right.
Garrett Nussmeier. I don't know how much weight these words have in Gator Nation right now. Garrett Nussmeier can spin it. You said any throw on.
I feel better now. Now that you said Nussmeier can spin it, I feel better about the game now.
Nuss can make every throw on the field because he has a big arm. The turnovers are an issue, and I think Florida. I look at the roster. I think Florida is as talented as LSU, especially with DJ Lagway there. I think Florida has the guys to win this game, but you are going to need to play well. You can't go in and lose the turnover battle. You're going to need to force a turnover. You need to play clean on special teams. They haven't announced it yet, but I'm expecting a sellout in the Swamp.
I'm in the building, baby.
Oh, they're smelling your cologne.
I gotta smell my cologne, baby. I'm in the building. Once they announced Lagway, I told my son, I was like, hey man, like, because he wanted to go watch it. We're out of the playoffs. Our football season over.
Did you guys get cooked? Like you said, you're gonna get cooked.
We got absolutely barbecued, man, in the playoffs. But he wanted to go watch some of his buddies playing the championship game. So I told him, I said, hey, this is our options. Like, we either go watch the championship game for Pop Warner. But if DJ Lagway's playing, we going to Gainesville, baby. We gotta pull up. So he's excited. We about to pull up. It's about to be a whole vibe. If you got a tailgate, hit us up. But we definitely gonna be in the building. I expect it to be a sold out affair full of good energy, man. Don't embarrass me in front of my son. Is all I ask.
Monday, you were like, I'm done going up there.
Yeah.
These people have hurt me. I'm done being hurt. I'm staying here. That's another thing, and I said it, in the off season, and you were there for the Miami game. Like, you could feel the crowd waiting to make an impact, and they just didn't have a chance. Give the Swamp reason to explode, to impact the game, because when the Swamp is rocking, it gives you points. It is worth 3 to 7 points that the fans can give you. And Florida LSU, it doesn't seem like the series is that lopsided. Like, if I want to tell you 11-14, it doesn't feel that way. No shoes will be thrown.
I feel that way.
It's getting a little cold this week too. Might be a little nippy with the sun going down at 3:35 now because of daylight savings time. It's essentially a night game at 3:30.
I got a Gator sweater I've been waiting to wear, so I hope so.
Been waiting to pop it up.
I've been waiting to wear it, man, like a true Floridian, man. But it's also a great opportunity, man. It's a lot of, I don't know if you have the recruiting list, but some just studs.
Yeah.
Tremel Jones, decommitted from Florida State. He should be in the building. The French kid out of Duval, same team as Tremel. He should be in the building. So it's a great opportunity for Lagway to put on the show for us to improve this terrible recruiting class right now, right? Billy's coming back. So, I made up my mind as a fan that I might as well just get on the train and lie. I can't be depressed for 12 months. So while Billy's in the fold, I'm going to be, a positive fan, rooting for positive things. A good recruiting class, transfer portal class. But this is definitely a great opportunity for Lagway to put on the show and Billy to close on some studs that's in the building.
Yeah, let me run through some of these real quick. These are official visits. 5-star wide receiver Jamie French with 2 Fs. 5-star corner, 5-star quarterback.
Silent.
It's French. 5-star cornerback Naeem Offord. He's an Ohio State commit. Jamie French is from Texas. A 4-star defensive lineman Joseph Mbachu from Loganville, Georgia. 4-star cornerback Tremel Jones. 3-star interior lineman Daniel Pierre-Louis. He's an FSU commit.
His name's not Daniel.
What's his name?
You said Danielle at first, and then you said Daniel.
Yeah.
I hope it's not Danielle.
Daniel, D-A-N-I-E-L. Shout out to my sister, Danielle. Three-star defensive lineman, Stephen Shivers. And then unofficial visitors, 5-star cornerback, DJ Pickett, 5-star receiver, Dallas Wilson. That's LSU, Oregon commit. 4-star VB3, Vernell Brown, Florida commit in the house. 4-star defensive lineman, Myron Childs, Texas commit. 4-star running back, Waltez Clark. 4-star defensive lineman, Jalen Wiggins. 4-star tight end, Tayshawn Gelsey. 4-star offensive tackle, Tavares Dice. 4-star edge, Julius Holly. 3-star linebacker, Miles Johnson. 3-star defensive lineman, Jeremiah McLeod. So you got most of your class coming in. Will Griffin will be there. Jalen Waters will be there. And then some high 4-stars as well, including Jamarion Gordon, the 4-star DB committed to UCF. A huge offer list, a huge weekend. This is the kind of game, Florida didn't really like to do official visits during the season, but I think when you have the opportunity to get a Jamie French, Naheem, and Bachu, you have a chance to get these guys in. Tramel Jones, I know he just decommitted from FSU. That's a flip watch, I think. This is the kind of game and the environment that you sell to players. You don't have the opportunity as a coaching staff to spend as much time with guys on an official visit when it's during the season. But if you have the opportunity to upset LSU, a top 25 team, upset them at a sold-out stadium, win a game in the Swamp, have your guys scoring in the south end zone instead of somebody else scoring in the south end zone, so you can do some celebrating with recruits.
I'm going to be right there with the recruits at to them in that section, baby.
This is the kind of game that gets feelings that you start to envision yourself running out of the tunnel. You see this rivalry, which has become, I think, started out of respect, mutual respect, and has just evolved into, I want to throw a fork into your eye. Don't like you. This is, to me, Florida LSU. I like it just as much as Florida Tennessee, Florida Georgia. UF FSU is still the top of my list. Don't like those people.
This is at the top of my list, followed by Georgia, then LSU, I would say, like robbery. No, I take that back. I'm going to go Florida State, Tennessee. No, I'm sorry. Florida State, Georgia, Tennessee, then LSU is my pick.
So Florida, Tennessee has been, for most of my life, dominated by Florida. Florida, Georgia, for most of my life, dominated by Florida.
Yeah.
LSU, now for most of my adult life, dominated by LSU, but back and forth games. And then FSU, Florida FSU is always back and forth. But this game has always been something. There's always something crazy. I remember I was in college. I was in the stadium. Tebow throws a pass. It gets tipped, and all of a sudden Percy's there, and he's gone on the first drive, and the place went nuts. Watching Jacob Hester convert 47 first downs. I was on the field in the corner of the end zone in Baton Rouge for the goal line stop. When McElwain was like nearly in tears. He was so mad, saying like these people were calling us scared to play football. They got what they deserved. This rivalry in recent years gets my blood going, so I'm pumped for that. I think I might be in the building. See if my press pass still works. Don't scan it.
We got a pair of tickets to give away too, man. We'll sport, but me and my son are going to take two. So we do have a pair of tickets. I don't know if we want to make up a giveaway real quick, but if you are looking for tickets for the tailgate, I'm sorry, not the tailgate. If you're looking for tickets for the LSU game this Saturday, let us know. We have a giveaway of a pair of tickets. It'll be right with me and my son because I'm using the other two tickets. But if you haven't been to a game, if you're trying to come to the city this weekend, hit us up in the comments, hit us up in our DMs. If it's
that should be the prerequisite. Let's give somebody an experience that they haven't had. If you are either in Gainesville or close to Gainesville, and you can come up for the game, you've never had an experience in the Swamp, hit us up. Let us know. Nothing like watching a game with Uncle Silk.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And if the points start going, the lies turn into truths.
I'm a fan. I'm gonna tell you something, bro. When I'm in them stands, I'm a fan's fan. Like I'm animated. I'm pumped up. You know, as long as I haven't got an edible from my guy Justin, like I'm pretty crunk. The Auburn game when who was that running back? What's my guy name? When P Ryan broke the big one, like that one was crazy.
Voice is gone.
Yeah, so I was very chill and very mellow that game because the kush was big. But like just normal me, I'm hyped. You know, I'm coming with my son. He's been to a lot of games before, but when I brought him to games in the past, he wasn't playing football, so his perspective has changed.
He gets it a little more now.
Yeah, he gets it now, so he's excited to come. So we're gonna be super pumped, man. But if you haven't been to a Florida game, hit us up in the comments. If you're down to pull up at Gainesville, we got 2 tickets to give away. Let me get my guy's name too. I want to give him like a lot of flowers and a lot of love for hooking us up with these tickets, man.
While he's looking at that, I'm going to go this positive Nick. I've been on a roll all year. Maybe I should pick LSU just to be wrong, but that's not where I'm going. That's not where I'm going. I said it Monday. Well, you got your guy's name?
Yeah, Anthony McMullen. Anthony McMullen hooking us up with these tickets, man. We appreciate it, bro. He has
with McMullen at the tickets.
100%. 100%. It's gonna be a vibe too, man. If you got a tailgate, definitely hit me up. I plan on getting in town around like 10, 11 in the morning. We leaving, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, getting on the road. We should be in town around 10, 11 o'clock, straight hanging out. I'm going to take the kid around town. We've been to some games before, but like I said, it's a different vibe for him now that he's 12 years old playing ball. So he gets a little bit excited.
Going to the game, I think we know who you're picking. I'm riding with you. I'm going Florida this week. I think Florida gets bowl eligible last week of the season.
It's a different guy. I like positive Nick, man. We have daughters, bro.
It's had a girl. It's to me, it's DJ Lagway, and we've put so much pressure on him, even unintentionally. Like when he came, I remember saying like DJ Lagway can save Billy Napier's job. Like DJ Lagway can come back in 40 years and show his grandson, his son, oh yeah, that's my statue outside of the stadium. Like that's the kind of player I think he is. And just being confident in saying that, we're putting pressure on the kid. Because like we're putting it out into the world. Like, hey, that's what I'm saying. Like there's not a lot of 19. Me at 19, you tell me that? I'm like, well, where's the check? Just forward it to the bar. Shots are on me tonight. And that's why I wouldn't have.
Wes Grossman hungover coming up to the game at 19 for sure.
Johnny Manziel would have been my spirit animal. That's
100%.
that would have been my track.
No, bro, like 100%.
Yeah,
bro, straight Manziel.
But I think like talking to DJ's mom in my interactions with him, he's clearly not a Nick Del Torre or a Johnny Manziel or a Corey Knowles.
Thank God. Thank God.
Yeah. And I'm just rolling with him, and the offense is so much more dynamic with him. It's really unique, his accuracy on his deep ball, and it's one thing to say, hey, they have to play 11 hats on 11 hats because he can run, and he's got a big arm. It's different than when he's like, all right, well, he's also already completed 70 passes of 40 yards in the air, and when you watch those passes,
big arm cosign just don't hit the same no more though.
Well, like I said a kid can spin it. And people are like, okay, Johnny Unitas is in quarterback for Florida. Florida just had Joe Montana sitting, waiting to play. And I was like, never said that. Like the kid just has a big arm. I think he showed he had a big arm.
She was like, well, technically I have 2 arms too. Like we all have 2 arms.
He's a good kid. I enjoyed talking to his family for the story that I wrote. Yeah. It's been a tough week since then. But I'm riding with Florida. You can take the points if you want. You don't need to. Florida wins the game outright. I think the defense will cause a couple turnovers. I think the Swamp will have a reason to be loud and will affect the game. And DJ Lagway, like you said, even if he's 70% healthy, 80% healthy, he's an impact player anytime he's on the field.
Give me your player of the game outside of DJ. Who brings that big play? Because it's gonna be a big play in this game, especially in the wide receiver department. But defensive and offensive, who has the game-changing play?
I'm going to go with like a linebacker interception. A late Shamar James interception. Close game late. One of those maybe showing blitz, creeping up the line, peels back, and gets his hands on the ball late. And I think that's one of those that, seals the game.
I like that. Who you got on offense?
Offense, I'm going to go with Jaden Ball. Based on how they ran the ball against Texas, you don't know who's going to be number one or who's going to be two. But I like both of those guys in the way they're running right now.
We should know. It should be.
I mean, Jacoby's running the ball well too. He averaged like 4.5 against 9 guys in the box against Texas. Time,
but the eye test says Jaden Ball is different. Timothy.
Listen, I told you back in the spring. I said, hey, there's this kid who's out there running the ball with no gloves on. He's got no bands on.
Old school.
He looks like Mike Tyson walking to the ring back in the day.
Nick O'Leary, he might be Jack Nicholson's like black grandson. No gloves. That sounds like a conspiracy theory and a controversy. Oh man. I'm gonna go defense. I definitely gotta go Gates, man. I see the comments going crazy, but that's all I had the same thing in mind. Aaron Gates. I've been Aaron Gates high. I had a just surprise player of the year. We did our preseason awards. I had Aaron Gates as that guy. 13 just gets around the ball, got a nose for it. So I think he forces a fumble, gets a pick, just a game-changing play on defense. I got a sack, strip sack, something of that fashion. Give me 13.
13 and 13.
Yeah, 13 for sure. Offense, I'm going A. Mazzell, 11. Okay. Bringing down the field. Big speed, man. That's my son's favorite player on the team right now, A. Mazzell as well. So I'm going A. Mazzell on offense. I think A. Mazzell provides a couple explosive plays, deep passes. You got this guy back in the fold. You might as well get used to that, man. DJ Lagway to A. Mazzell.
What they've said, what the Florida players have said about A. Mazzell, they're like, you see the speed on tape. He's had a couple big plays. But they're like, it's different when you line up against him. Talking to like Jordan Castell, talking to Devin Moore, they're like, yeah, he's fast. And then you line up against him and you're like, oh, he's really fast. Yeah, I just started watching that Netflix Sprint season 2. Yeah. They dropped the season 2 of it, and I'm like, I think Aiden could be on this.
They're taking on season 2.
They just dropped. Well, see, it was like leading up to the first season was leading up to the Olympics, and then this one's going to be about them at the Olympics.
Okay. Got check in.
Yeah, those are two good ones. Give me an X factor?
X factor. I think it's the time of the year. This time of the year is when you have your freshmen on campus and they're trying to earn reps. They haven't really gotten substantial roles. Give me LJ McCray, couple sacks, man. I think he gets some playing time this week, and I think he cashed in on that playing time. Give me LJ McCray on defense. X factor.
I think my X factor is going to be a different receiver, Elijah Badger, coming back. Like I said, these two guys have a connection. They've got the Taylor Swift friendship bracelets. DJ finds 2, finds 6 on the field, and I think we've seen that early on between the two of them, getting him back. And I think Florida will be able to get the running game going a little bit early. LSU 14th, 15th in the SEC in terms of yards allowed on the ground per game. I think Florida will be able to run the ball naturally. I think DJ adds to that. And then you're going to get some big plays. I saw this. DJ longest pass over under 40. We're taking the over. We're taking the overpass the whole way there.
Every week.
We're taking the overpass.
I don't give a fuck. We're playing 85 Bears. Every week over on that, bro. Big arm. We going big game hunt every time with DJ Lagway, bro. I'm pulling up the games, but just because he's playing. If he playing, I might get season tickets. As long as he's healthy, I'll show up. Straight up.
Well, that's good. Hey, I'm going to be there. I might be there.
Pull up.
You'll be there. You'll be there.
100%. If you got a tailgate, definitely hit me up. I like the George Gums, man.
He's a freak.
Bro, he's just a football player. Great eval by the staff of that guy. He
definitely could be. We're going to have a sponsored segment. Nice things about the staff with Corey. Corey's Corner.
No, I got positive things to say about the staff. I got some things. I just keep it a bean. So if it's more negative things, then that's just what it is at that time. But it's just we're not winning games. So if I come on here having more positive things than negative things with a losing season, I'm just lying. And I lie for the players. I do not lie for the coaches. That's my rule. I lie for the players. I lie for the logo. I do not lie for the staff. If the staff is cheeks, then I got to pull those pants down and moon everybody and let everybody see these cheeks. You know? I got to let everybody see the cheeks, bro.
Took my small AirPod out.
It is.
All right. On the cheek check note, we're wrapping this week up on a cheek check note. If you're in town Saturday, tweet at us, holler at us, let us know. Also, if you have not been to a game, again, DM Stadium and Gale or DM Silk, and let us know. He's got 2 tickets. You can
DM Nick as well. Anybody from the show that you feel comfortable DMing, man.
You can DM me.
Also, we got some big news coming next week, man. Y'all sit tight.
We're dropping that next week.
Yeah, next week.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Yeah.
I'm pumped about this one.
Yeah, it should be some great content, great event, great vibes. We step into the NIL space very heavily. Excited to announce it, man. So y'all stay tuned for next week. Should be some great December vibes coming from Stadium Miguel.
I'm gonna have to wear a suit.
I'm definitely getting a suit, man. I'm trying.
I bought a tux for my wedding, and I'm like, when am I ever gonna wear this again? I got a wedding coming up in December that I'm gonna wear. I might wear my wedding tux.
You bought the tux?
Bought a tux.
Flex on me then, man. I bought mine too. I'm gonna tell you, like, this is a quick horror story, man. My mom's the worst at like just giving away other people's stuff. So I bought mine for my wedding as well. And at the time, like when I felt like the wedding, I ended up leaving it at my mom's house that next day, right? And didn't pick it up for like a couple years. Just forgot about it. So I got ready to go to somebody else's wedding. I went and go ask my mom, "Hey, mom, you still got my wedding tux?" Oh my God, I gave that away to Goodwill. I was like, Goodwill, my name, my wedding names in the.
You had to embroider with like the date, your name.
Like, what dude bought this from Goodwill, man? But nonetheless,
that's so funny. I was wondering who Corey was on my wedding tux. It was a great price, though. It was the price. You couldn't beat the price.
Oh my God, man! I spent a lot of money on that, bro. But
I spent $25.
Oh, you got a great deal, man. I like Pie Burn too. Pie Burn is a good X factor, man. Pie Burn, I gave Pie Burn some flack after like week 3. I didn't see like what the hell he was doing on tape, man. But a guy that's just sacrificing his body and his whole, everything to make sure he's spilling guys. He's knocking off lead blockers. He's doing his role. And that's a key thing in like defense. Like sometimes you have I love Umanillan. He's out at Ole Miss doing his thing, but a lot of times he didn't want to be the sacrificial guy as a defensive end to sacrifice himself as just giving up his body sometimes, right? For the next guy behind you to get a sack or to make the tackle or to make the play a success. So shout out to Jack Pyburn, man. Another great eval, another guy that isn't one of the big stars on the team, but plays his role very well.
He not afraid to obviously stick his face mask into somebody's chest. I was watching him doing a podcast, doing Derek Wingo's podcast. And Wingo brought that up. Like, hey, you're not afraid to like spill or be the team player. He goes, yeah, but it's not like that. Like, I know if my job is to just spill the play back inside, I still want to destroy the guy in front of me. And maybe I throw him into the guy who I'm trying to spill and make a play that way. And I'm like, that's the guy who's eating.
Which is great on field for NFL guys too.
Yes.
When the NFL scouts see that, like it may not show up in the highlights and to like the fans.
For sure.
But when the NFL scouts look at it, they're like, okay, this guy understands his role. Assignment-wise, he's playing good football. So he's making money. it just don't show up on the stat sheets a lot.
Need those kind of guys. Little baby TJ Watt. I think those first couple of weeks was probably still, like baby giraffe legs, trying to figure out what this knee feels like. And then once you get onto it, I asked him like, "Hey, why don't you wear a brace? Because I don't need a reminder of what happened." I'm like, "Okay, okay, that's good." He strikes me as a guy who might go like WWE and like take the brace off and hit somebody.
100%. 100%.
What was that pass rush move? I think you just hit him with a brace.
He needs to get slack when his smelling salts back.
I think he ate them all. I think Jack Pivor's eating the smelling salts. Like, it's a different level of intensity than just smelling them.
You got that Duval smelling salt, man.
All right, that's it. We're gonna hit us up if you want tickets. Watch the game with Corey and with the sequel. Florida LSU 3:30 ABC. I might be in the building as well. It'd be weird to be in the building, but I'm not gonna take those. I'm not gonna take those tickets. I've got a potentially working press credential that they issued before the season started.
Okay. You gotta do what you gotta do, man. And listen out next week. Big announcement on the way. We appreciate y'all for hanging out with us on Stadium and Gale, man.
Signing out.